Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man Sai. We actually had a conversation in our little intimate chat the other day. Who is Liverpool's ace striker? It's me, of course. Only in my dreams. But yes, who is Liverpool's Captain Tsubasa, now and in the future? We have two strikers who are the envy of world football and many clubs in and around us, Cody Gakpo and Darwin Nunez, the agent of chaos, galloping Gakpo, or devastating Darwin, cool customer Cody, or Nunez. And our lovely Liverpool kitties were actually split because some of them love the luscious long hair Darwinio is possessing, that Uruguayan flair, South American lovely hair. And then the kind of olive skinned, pretty baby face baby boy Gakpo look is also very popular. They could be entering the top 5 very soon. But enough about looks. Let's break it down for how they suit a Jurgen Klopp side right now. Okay, we've got Darwin Nunez, the agent of chaos in his second season syndrome. In Benfica, he absolutely lit it up. We saw against Newcastle his impact in that right half space, slid in by Salah, clinical. Now, one thing about Darwin Nunez, which has the indications of an absolute ace striker, is he hits the side of the net. In a Newcastle win, and most of his finishes actually, even the one slotted past Alisson for Benfica, he hits the side of the net, the sides of the goals. Even in the penalties, he goes for the side of the net. He always tries to be clinical and hit it in a position the goalkeeper finds it hardest to save. He'll train in and out, day in, day out, on the training pitch, in the ground, in his home, side of the net, high, hard and low, anywhere the goalkeeper's out of reach, okay? This is very different than someone, let's say, Emil Heskey, who just pelts the ball. Straight lines against Germany. Golf swing. What a celebration. I love you, Emil. In fact, people like KSI have built a whole career on the back of Emil Heskey. Let's not talk about that. So yeah, we know that Nunez, devastating right foot finish, can slot it either side, can shoot from both sides of the goal as well. He can approach in from the left, being a left wing, cutting in, shooting across. On the right hand side, hitting the side of the net, full pelt. He's got the pace to run in and behind as well. So shooting technique, he's pretty good, pretty decent, not always accurate. Gakpo, on the other hand, can shoot with both feet. He's actually pretty proficient off the left foot and off the right foot. He traditionally comes in from the left wing. I don't see Gakpo popping up onto the right side too much. I think he's played as a pseudo left winger, left-sided inside forward, and he's very effective in that position. He's actually very good with his back to goal turning and shooting, slotting in. He's very good in a position that I like to call the sphere of balling, and the sphere of balling is basically the position of where the ball is, where his feet are, and if he rotates on the spot in a 360, that is his sphere of influence where he can control the ball and manipulate the ball in a 360-degree manner. Gakpo is very good on the turn, and his kind of frame as well. It's deceptively hard to get the ball off Cody Gakpo because of the way he holds onto the ball, the position of the ball in comparison to his feet, which makes him a very good back to goal striker. But also he's very good facing forwards as well, because you saw against Manchester United, in and behind, dinking the ball over De Gea, making those runs. He's always a pest. He's a nuisance. He's actually an agent of chaos in himself. But Gakpo is also doing some good work outside of the box. Darwin Nunez isn't always the box predator either. He does a lot of good work out of the box and on and off the ball runs as well to make those goal scoring chances. So both of them, good shooting technique, and they make Liverpool's team play in a slightly different way. So with Darwin Nunez, he's not the most accomplished ball holding player in terms of back to goal, not Kevin Davis or something like that. And Gakpo does that area of play better. But you'd have to say that Darwin Nunez is better in terms of curving his runs to run onto the through balls, okay? When you have Gakpo on the pitch, you're expecting ball to feet, ball into open space, let him retain the ball. He's actually quite good at driving with the ball as well. He is a person who can break the lines driving with his run. Klopp experimented by putting him in the left-sided 8 at the start of the season. Mixed results, but he has that ability within himself, in his skill set, to break the lines with a run. But Darwin can run onto the ball, outpace and outpace possibly every back line in the league. Darwin Nunez is an absolute beast in terms of pace, acceleration, full top speed. And remember that Darwin Nunez had 2 serious knee injuries as well. So to have the pace, to retain the pace that he currently has, is absolutely phenomenal, right? Imagine if he didn't have those injuries. You're talking about another Djibril Cisse, pelt it 50 yards and off you go. No, not like Cisse. Heading ability. So I think that Nunez is better than Gakpo in the air. Gakpo tries, he's quite tall, but he doesn't strike me as a proficient goal scorer with his head. If he gets in the right position, if the ball is spot on, Gakpo will score his head, but Nunez can make those hard balls, those 50-50 balls into great goal scoring opportunities. He's not exactly like an Andy Carroll. He's more of a Peter Crouch. He uses his physical attributes to get him in a position and then tries to flick the ball in. He doesn't absolutely thunderhunt the ball with his head. Speaking of which, we saw Tsimikas crossing the ball, that Greek guy's header. Ooh, that was powerful. That was a rocket. But yeah, Darwin Nunez against Manchester United, remember? Flicked header into the goal. He's quite good in the air. not absolutely proficient, but better than Gakpo in the air. So he gets that plaudit on his way. So he gets that plaudit towards his name. In terms of kind of physicality, in terms of strength, we know that they're both pretty fast. Nunez is a lot more faster. In terms of physical attributes and holding of the players, they're both physical specimens. I think they're pretty equal in this regard. I think they've got different sorts of qualities. So Gakpo holds up against a player, can turn, can lay the ball off. Darwin Nunez, he's jostling with a player. I know Joachim Andersen, is it, Crystal Palace? When Nunez nutted him in the head, and yeah, got a red card. We needed him in that little spell. Anyway, physical presence, I think they're pretty equal in that regard. But what do the team tend to do when they're on the pitch? So Gakpo drops into the half space, maybe the number 10 position, kind of false 9, deep lying forward, an extra body in midfield. He's quite proficient at press, quite an intelligent player. Nunez, he's becoming more accustomed to how we press and becoming more effective, making a lot of those runs, sprints to try to, you know, intensely win the ball, intense pressures, I think that's what they're called. I think the Liverpool team look for more combination plays with Gakpo in and around Salah to Gakpo, Trent, rotating the ball around, Szoboszlai, McAllister. Whereas Darwin Nunez, we may play the ball to him, he's most likely going to ping it back because he's not the type to dribble in and out. He's not a mazy dribbler, he's a jinking dribbler. He might do one jink either side to try to beat the press, beat the run, beat the tackle, offensive trap, etc. But we're looking to play the ball in behind, in the space with Nunez, whereas Gakpo is more of a give and go, pass and move, the Liverpool groove kind of thing, which is why Gakpo played a lot of last season in those type of games where we needed to hold possession, keep hold of possession and bring the ball and bring the play high up into the opposition third, because if we do turn it over, if we can turn it over against them, that's the best playmaker, right? As Klopp said, we can get the ball into the dangerous areas. Whereas with Nunez, he kind of needs space to operate, but does he really now? Now, one thing I've been really impressed with Darwin Nunez, you play the ball into him in a tight area, he has this tendency to not know what he's going to do, which means the opposition is not going to know what he's going to do. The ball fumbles everywhere. It's a bit of a dirt balling, a little bit of Suarez, South American vibe. I love this kind of vibe in field hockey. You just jostle and you go with it and you stick your leg out and you bounce the leg and you try and deflect it. With a kind bounce, you're in and away, and off you go. 1-0 Liverpool, 3-0 Liverpool, whatever. Darwin Nunez is very good as a dirt baller in those tight spaces where the ball's not 100% trapped or bouncing around or bobbling around. He's got those instincts and those reactions and that street balling mentality to fight for the ball, and sometimes you need that kind of dirt balling luck to go your way to make a breakthrough, and I really like that quality. It's not the most pleasant on the eye, but I thoroughly enjoy that. I digress. So this is Gakpo and Darwin Nunez at this current moment, and if you're saying they're going to hit absolutely top form at this current moment, I think Darwin Nunez starts because he's just a bit more of a goal threat and unpredictable. However, the same can be said that if Gakpo starts and you start in a more organised fashion, trying to methodically break down the opposition, Darwin coming off the bench, what a nightmare for the opposition. Similarly, if you're chasing Darwin back behind the lines and trying to catch him offside the whole game, and Gakpo comes in and drops into those half spaces, do you track Gakpo? Do you go with him? Do you get brought into midfield? Do you get dragged out of position? It's the Firmino conundrum all again. It's a very interesting set of skills, right, that both of these players possess. And Liverpool absolutely struck gold by signing both of these. I'm glad Manchester United couldn't financially lever a way to get Gakpo and went with, what's the name? Wood Weghorst? Yeah, that turned out well. Unfortunate for them. And similarly, Darwin Nunez, right? They were after Nunez as well. Ten Hag pinpointed him out. No, we got our man and he's here to stay. But what about the kind of future? Will they be happy playing rotation with each other? Will one start over the other? Will there be some disgruntlement in the backgrounds behind the scenes? For example, if Darwin hits a reign of form and starts the next 9 games? What about if he doesn't? What if he misses some open chances and Gakpo gets in there and Darwin finds it hard to break in again? You'd probably think that Gakpo is more happy, more level-headed and less hot-headed, being on the bench and supporting his team, but Darwin seems like a team player as well. He seems like a nice guy. He's very young as well. In fact, I think they're the same age, 24. But I think it's likely that we'll see a combination of the two, because Darwin can also play from the left wing, but it's very hard to put him there in left wing unless you're going to physically outpace the opposition, get in and around the back and play a dirty pullback for a pullback goal, because he doesn't bring as much to, let's say, Luis Diaz or even Diogo Jota, right, who have a bit more about them in the build-up of the play and playing in different areas of the pitch. He's more limited when he's closer to our goal. Nunez. Gakpo also can play from left wing, and actually something we haven't seen in Liverpool shirt yet, Gakpo's delivery from the wide positions, cutting in on his right foot and playing it in, is actually really good. I'm surprised we don't do it more often. Maybe because we trust Robertson delivering from the left hand side, Trent from the right hand side, Szoboszlai from the right hand side, Salah from the right hand side with an inverted outside of the foot left foot ball, left sided midfielder. Jones doesn't deliver it that much, neither does McAllister. So interesting that Gakpo doesn't drift out wide to the left, cut in and deliver in. That might be a useful tactic. Let's explore that. Klopp, you got my number. Japan International code +81. But yeah, in the future, when you're looking at top potential, if they can realize their potential, Darwin Nunez is going to be top of the top because he has absolutely everything. If you saw my last video, I rated him in the S tier because pace, physicality, he's good in the air, he's hungry, he's got desire, he loves to score, he's passionate. He's got everything you want in a kind of forward, and this is the kind of ace striker you base all your chances on. You put your ball into him in the right areas in the box, and you depend on him to get there, to finish it, to get there first, to put the right touch, to put the right finish. He hasn't got the most elegance, and he hasn't got the most finesse, but as long as the ball ends up in the net, it does not matter, right? And not everyone can be an Erling Haaland, where Haaland starts every single game, so Nunez may rotate with Gakpo in that instance. But what if Gakpo becomes a supreme facilitator of the attacks and constant pressure? What if it becomes like a Dennis Bergkamp minus the absolute out of this world technique, because no one can match Bergkamp except for Van Basten. I love Van Basten. Ibrahimovic came close. But what if Gakpo is knitting all the threads of play together? A prime Firmino facilitating Salah to get 40 goals that season. Make Luis Diaz score those 2 to 5 extra goals that season. Brings the midfield into play, lays it off, Szoboszlai hits an absolute banger into the top corner. What if Gakpo is the one who progresses our play? In this regard, these two options are absolutely fantastic, because if a system that Klopp employs is not working, you can bring the other one on. Can they actually play together? Interesting. Gakpo will be deeper, Nunez will be higher. Of course they can play together, but will we play that system? Who knows? 4-2-2-2 formation facilitates that. It's actually quite dirty, it's quite good. I like this. We'll talk about it another day. But yeah, they haven't played together so much, but could Gakpo be in the left and Nunez in the middle, or Nunez on the left and Gakpo in the middle? Offering different things, because if Gakpo's on the left, he can bring it in, cut it in. Nunez runs to the back post, whipped in ball, contest it at the back post. Darwin Nunez on the left, Gakpo in the centre. Gakpo comes short to pull the defence out of position. Nunez can make the diagonal run in behind. Alternatively, Gakpo brings the ball, progresses the ball to play. Someone can ping it in behind the full-back lines between the full-back and the defence. Nunez runs onto it, pulls it back for Gakpo to slot it in. It all works. It's magic. I'm so happy with these two players. This strike force is beautiful. Jota, Luis Diaz, Mo Salah, Gakpo, Nunez, Ben Doak, hopefully Cade Gordon, Jota, the Slotter. All of them have a role to play. They're also different as well, and they all can probably play together. Who covers Mohamed Salah when he's away at African Cup of Nations next year? Got a lot of options. Do we need a replacement? They might not start straight away, right? The best one, I think Jared Bowen won't come in January transfer window. Neither would Leroy Sané. I talked about Bakayoko in my 5 potential prospects video as well. He wouldn't start straight away, but he's an interesting conundrum. Would Ben Doak start there? No, I think it's more going to be a line similar to Nunez, maybe Luis Diaz on the right, Jota on the left, or Gakpo in the middle, Nunez on the left, Luis Diaz on the right. Luis Diaz and Jota and Ben Doak, I think, are sufficient cover, including Harvey Elliott for a slightly different type of player, but can cut inside and left foot as well. All these options are good to cover Mohamed Salah. But back to the main topic of the video, Nunez and Gakpo. I think Nunez has a higher ceiling, but I think Gakpo will be more consistent in his play. Gakpo will be more level-headed and understanding if he has more bench time. Nunez wouldn't like to be on the bench for a long time, but probably he might be a patchy player. He could be a patchy player for a significant amount of time, whereby he might hit form 10 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Would you expect Gakpo to be at least 7 out of 10 every single match? Because he's just that type of player, right? And the overall vibe, how are they in the dressing room? Well, Gakpo, being one of 3 Dutch predators with Van Dijk and Gravenberch, he's got his little groupie, he's got his knit unit there, his little clique. However, Gakpo seems to be really settling in well. He's banters with the rest of the team, he's got that kind of attitude, that kind of boyish charm, he's a bit cheeky as well. I didn't know about this, he's really level-headed, really nice guy, but he's a bit cheeky, sarcastic, he's got the bants as well. Nunez is more laid back, more chilled, he probably doesn't understand what most people are saying. Robo talks to him, doesn't understand. Trent talks to him, doesn't understand. Jones seems to be making up a good connection with Nunez as well, doesn't understand. He talks with McAllister about their mate, about their mates. Yeah, it's all good. I think the lads are really a tight-knit unit. That's what I like to see about this Liverpool squad. No hotheads, no off-the-boil bad eggs. This kind of family unit will bring Liverpool a long way, because it's this family camaraderie that's kind of nurtured under Klopp and Pep Linders. I think this is the secret to longevity for the Liverpool squad and the harmony within the squad. Van Dijk seems to be taking up the captaincy pretty well and leading from the front in that regard. Trent, wonderkind, Scal's heartbeat. I think he's the captain in the making, right? Because obviously he's vice captain at the moment. So how well Nunez and Gakpo perform ultimately rely on the team that's built in and around them. But I think everyone knows, if you watch Blue Lock, a hot football anime in Japan right now, they call it soccer, right? But you're looking for the ace striker because you have to build your team to get your striker into the most highest percentage chance to convert the goal, because goals win games, games equals points, 3 points is better than 3 draws. 3 draws, you've lost 3 games out of your 38 calendar league season. So all about the strikers. Do you rely on Nunez to lead your line as the ace striker, or do you rely on Gakpo to lead the line as your ace striker? Let me know in the comments below. Really appreciate your thoughts. For me, I'm a Nunez boy. I love chaos. I love chaos. I love it bouncing around, bobbling around. It comes off his ass. Brilliant goal. Did you see against Uruguay, against Brazil the other day, right? He's kind of bobbling in between 2 players. He falls over and hooks it back for the assist. If you see the other angle, he meant that. That was beautiful play. I love the agent of chaos. Gakpo, so refined, so classy, so cool. I love to see the way he plays, and I'm really surprised when he has those kind of composed finishes, like the little loft over the hair in the Manchester United match. Gakpo, top quality player. We need him as well. He's just below the absolute top tier of highest potential ceilings in the game, but I think Nunez is right at the top there. You look at world football, you look at strikers 24 and under, and you tell me which striker has a higher potential package than Darwin Nunez in world football. Some absolutely amazing strikers are coming up, but you look at Rasmus Højlund at Manchester United, as an overall package and his physical attributes, I don't think he can hit the same ceiling as Darwin Nunez if they both reach their absolute max potential. He's a good player though. Did you see that knee in the back? Oof, that was nasty on Højlund. Anyway, like this video, make sure to subscribe. I'm hoping to do lots and lots of Liverpool content. I've nearly made a video every single day so far on this channel. Come on guys, back to Liverpool fan in Japan. And by the way, all my videos take at least an hour away from playing with my little man, the mushroom boy. So I decided to get this little minion piggy bank here. And these shiny 500 yen coins are about 3 quid, worth about £3. I think it's 180 yen to £1. So for every video I make, I'm going to be building up the Minion Mushroom Bank's little savings account, because yep, he deserves it. So that's my contribution to the Mushroom Boy Fund. If you like this channel, the Liverpool fan in Japan, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, share if you can as well. Really appreciated it. I'm trying to build up a social media account to really hit it off next year when the new house is built. Until then, Miyazaki-man, Ichiban, until next time, ciao, gambare mina. Sayonara.